Hi everyone, Dr. Joanne here. Welcome to my latest video, Healing Your Body Using Your Mind, 5 Common Mistakes That Will Keep You Stuck and What to Do Instead. So if you've been doing some mindset work, trying to heal your emotions and heal your body and heal your relationships, there are 5 common mistakes that I see all the time working with women, and I just want to share them with you so that you'll get a better idea of what might be keeping you stuck and what you can do instead. And these are in no particular order. So, number one, we only ask for help when we are in crisis mode. And I see this a lot for people that come in just for a short period of time. They're in crisis, they've got a healing crisis or an emotional crisis. Maybe they're having fights with their spouse or kids or something, but they drop out just as soon as they feel a little bit better. So they're only scratching the surface of what's possible to heal. And they never go deeper to get to the juicy stuff that will set them free. And each time they come in for this crisis mode care, they're starting over each time. And part of this too is especially someone who's come in and they bought a program and they've got this group of coaching sessions. Another way they do this is they hoard their coaching sessions and only use them when they're in crisis mode. So, a lot of the underlying things here is sometimes they don't feel like it's safe to be healthy, or they don't feel like they deserve to be happy and healthy. And sometimes they just don't understand what's really going on here, the bigger picture. And many times too, they have some beliefs about time, like I don't have the time to do this, or it'll be too much of a commitment, something like that. So they actually, without realizing it, they drag this on, so it takes longer and it's more of a commitment over time. That's what our ego does. So if you've made this mistake before, and I have too, just coming in for crisis mode, what you can do instead is just really stick with it. Do the whole program. Stick with it, because when you stick with it longer term, when you are doing this work, when you are in a calmer place, a more peaceful place, you uncover some really, really juicy hidden stuff that sets you free even more than you could have imagined. So that's one of the common mistakes I see. Another common mistake I see is they're not consistently doing the work. They never form the habits, the lifelong habits of doing this work. And I did this for 20 years. I logically understood, like I just kind of would glance over this stuff. I skipped a bunch of steps basically. But I did this for 2 decades. So I just logically understood it. Yeah, that makes sense. But I never actually did the work. So how this plays out is like sometimes you use the tools a few times, you just stop as soon as you feel better, and then every few weeks or a few months you ask me, well, what should I be doing? Because the other stuff didn't work, or I don't remember what worked. It's basically because you haven't formed these lifelong habits, and they take time. They take time and repetition. So what to do instead, if you're not consistently doing the work, you've got to do the daily work instead. It's worth it. Even when you are in a calm, peaceful place, you still do the work of becoming aware and watching for your triggers and making sure that you're feeling good. Looking at your feedback loop in a different way. Do you feel good or not so good? So consistently doing the work is going to help you through this particular pattern. The third common mistake is dismissing my advice, or also within the mindset world, or A Course in Miracles, would call this arguing for your limitations. And I didn't really understand this, but I did this for years myself, where if I paid for coaching, I spent the majority of the coaching time talking. I did most of the talking. And what I was doing was explaining and justifying why I did what I did. And I would say, like, well, no, that's not the issue, or that won't work for me, or that's just going to be too difficult. I can't do this. But I was using up the time, so I didn't actually get anywhere. And then I would say, like, well, I don't have the time for this. And so some of my coaching calls that where I was paid for coaching would be double the length that they should have been. So I see this in my practice as well too. So if you are thinking like, no, this isn't going to work for me, that's not my issue, and you are talking through most of the session, you're explaining and justifying, you're just staying stuck right where you are. So you're arguing for right where you are. You're arguing for your limitations. It keeps you stuck. You waste your own time. That's you doing it. So what to do instead is you've got to stop yourself, stop talking. You've got to listen. You've got to be coachable. You've got to be able to be willing. You've got to be willing to look at things in a different way and allow your coach to guide you through it, as opposed to you saying, no, I just want you to know why this doesn't work for me. Just stop yourself. So the fourth common mistake that I see is people just like, you're not really aware, you're not paying attention. You don't know what's really triggering you. You don't know what you're really against. You don't know who or what you're in conflict with. So really, really digging in and listening to your words, paying attention to your thoughts, really knowing yourself, know your predictable patterns. So if you aren't aware, if you're not paying attention, what to do instead is do the work. Pay attention to your triggers. Pay attention to your words, pay attention to your thoughts, really, really know yourself. And the fifth common mistake I see people making, and this one's huge, but we all do it. We focus our attention on what someone else is doing. We get our triggers, we get the basics of this mindset work, but we apply them to other people. Oh, I see what they're doing. Oh, they need to do this instead. So it's another trick that the ego uses to keep us from working on ourselves. So if you're triggered, but yet you're catching yourself wanting to fix someone else or judging someone else, what are they doing wrong? What should they be doing instead? All of that keeps you from looking within and doing your own work. So what to do instead? Always, 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 when you are triggered, bring your attention back to yourself. Stay in your own lane and do your own work. And that's how to take care of that particular mistake. So hopefully this helped you. If you're doing this mindset work, maybe you resonate with one or more of those things, and hopefully this will get you back on track. If you have any questions, say something down in the comments. You can visit my website, drjoannetully.com. If you aren't currently working with me, check out what I have to offer there. You can sign up for a $30 discovery call. But hopefully this served you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it out with anyone else this might help. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.